Hey, Element Church, we are making room. I've always been challenged by Jesus' teaching in the Gospel of Luke about the great wedding feast. And he tells us a story about a guy who wants to throw a party and he's not satisfied until somebody's in every chair. In fact, he tells his disciples to go out into the highways and the byways and make sure everybody is invited and has a home at Jesus' table. We want to be the same way at Element. We want everybody to come to experience life in Jesus Christ. And so we are making room. We're going to do this in a number of different ways. Firstly, we're making room in our worship services. I want everybody in Cheyenne to have an opportunity to hear the gospel. And so when they come to Element, I want there to be a seat for them in our auditorium. I want there to be a parking space before they even get into our building. And I want there to be room in our eKids children's ministries for their children to experience Christ for themselves. We need to make some room, and so that's why I'm excited to announce that we're adding a third Sunday morning worship time. Starting on January 18th, we'll begin to worship together at 8 o'clock, 9:30, and 11 a.m. We want you to join us at any one of those times and bring a friend because we'll have space to help people encounter Jesus for themselves. Second, we're making room in our building. We're right on the cusp of getting our first phase of our building facelift accomplished, and our vision behind that was to help people quickly take steps into our church family so that they can follow Jesus for themselves. And we've accomplished that this year. We've seen more than 70 people baptized, even more than that give their lives to Jesus. Element, thank you for looking out, if only for the one who needed to hear about Jesus. We've also accomplished our goal of increasing our seating capacity to 800 in our Sunday morning auditorium. Thank you for being faithful and making room in our building. Number 2, would you pray about joining a serve team to help make these new service times a reality? Adding that new 8 o'clock service means we need about 40 new volunteers a week. So would you pray about pioneering our 8 o'clock serve teams? Or maybe jumping in at 9:30 or 11, whether it's Connections team or with our kids ministry. Whatever you do to serve the church, it matters for you and for the church. So would you pray about being a pioneer, helping our serve teams grow? And number 3, would you pray about partnering with us financially at Element Church? I believe if we want to be the kind of a church that's leading the way in reaching people for the gospel, we need to be the kind of a church that's leading the way in generosity. Maybe God is leading you to give for the very first time. Maybe He's asking you to step into consistent giving, or maybe He's asking you to increase in 2026 what you're able to do through your financial impact. However you give, I want to say thank you for being the kind of a church that's making home for someone far from God. One way you might even consider is to give a special gift to this Making Room project. We need to get a new exterior sign and finish painting our building to make what's happening on the outside match the beauty of what God is doing on the inside. I want our church to be like a city set on a hill that Jesus teaches about in Matthew 5, that everybody can see how good God is because they know Element Church is a beacon of His goodness. Your generous partnership helps make it happen. Thank you for leading the way. After we've made all this room, we're going to have to find people to fill it up. That's why we're doing this. Our value, if only for the one, means that we're seeking for that one who is far from God, the one that you know, that's in your mind right now, that you've been praying for, who needs to experience life in Jesus Christ and connect into meaningful relationships and then be able to make a lasting impact. Who is it that you need to invite into our new chairs and our new service times? Maybe they want to come with you at 8, or maybe at 9:30, or maybe at 11, even on January 18th as we pilot our new service times. I'll be praying for you that you're bold to invite and that God would do a mighty work in your loved one's life. Element, I love doing this alongside you. We'll see you soon.